This is a rare 2 hour presentation I give to high school students cut out in 3 minutes. I did all start when the airplane overwent the test 7 years ago. The deceased, not to me, was high school students, a teenagers, and she came from a real poor family. And she wanted to make a way of her life. And she asked me a simple little question. She said, "What leads to success?" And I felt real badly because I couldn't give it a good answer. So I got off the plane and come to Ted and I think, geez, I'm in the middle of the room as a sample people. So why don't I ask them what helped them succeed and pass it on to kids? So here we are, 7 years, 500 interviews later, and I'm gonna tell you what really leads to success and makes testers stick. And the first thing is passion. Freeman Thomas says I'm driven by my passion. Tester do it for love, don't do it for money. Carol Colletta says I would pay someone to do what I do. And the interesting thing is, if you do it for love, the money comes anyway. Work, Ruben Murder says to me, is all hard work. Nothing comes easily, but I have a lot of fun. Did he say fun, Ruben? Yes. Testers do have fun working and they work hard. I figure they are not workaholics, they are workaholics. Good. As Gordon said, to be successful, put your nose down in something and get damn good at it. There's no magic. It's practice, practice, practice. And it's focus. Norman Jewison said to me, I think it all has to do with focusing yourself on one thing. And push. David Guy says, push yourself. Physically, man, you gotta push, push, push. You gotta push through shyness and self-doubt. Goldie Hawn says, I always have self-doubts. I wasn't good enough, I wasn't smart enough, I didn't think I'd make it. Now it's always easy to push yourself, and that's what they invented models. Frank Gehry said to me, my mother pushed me. Serve. Sharon Nguyen says, it was a privilege to serve as a doctor. A lot of kids tell me they're going to be millionaires. And the first thing I tell them is, okay, while you can't serve yourself, you gotta serve others something of value because that's the way people really get rich. Ideas. Tester Bill Gates says, I had an idea. Founding the first microcomputer software company. I was a pretty good idea. And there's no magic to creativity in coming up with ideas, just doing some very simple things. I give lots of evidence. Persist. Joe Curry says persistence is the number one reason for our success. You got to persist to value. You got to persist to craft, which of course means criticism and rejection, asshole and pressure. So the big end to answer to the questions is simple. Pay $4,000 and come to TED. Following that, do the 8 things and trust me. These are the big 8 things that lead to success. Thank you, Tester, for your interviews.